welcome to part 2 of my video Finding Joy. So, y'all, I always watch my videos before I post them and then once they're live. And y'all, I must be rusty because I big fat forgot to even do an outro to tell you to smash the like button, all the things, but you all know that, right? I just like to do it as a reminder. Sometimes for myself, I get so involved in the video that I kind of forget to hit like, or if I'm watching it on the TV, it's easy to like something, but it's harder to make a comment. So no worries there. Had a good showing for that video, and I hope that today will also be beneficial to all of you. So I know it's a wreck, y'all. I know. But let me share with you some of the building that I'm doing. And this is actually 2 pieces. I'm having to take this apart because I made a mistake. But that's okay. They're easy to take apart and put back together. So this is the Steampunk series from Fun Hole, W-H-O-L-E. I did purchase them on Amazon, and most of their offerings y'all have, let me move back, I feel like I'm right up in your face, have a discount with them, $15, $20. So I have built the great big one that was over 2,000 pieces. I have this one. I have the helicopter and the train. And I've got a space in my dining room that I'm displaying them for now until my son empties out his stuff, which is not going to happen for a long time. And it'll probably happen over time, but that's okay too. So what are we going to do today? Well, I've been thinking of a way that I could somewhat honor my parents' memory that wouldn't feel like a cemetery. So y'all, I hope you'll stay tuned. It's only 5 o'clock right now. I'm going to work on my Legos for a little bit, and then we're going to get busy today because I have a Walmart pickup at 7. Then I need to do some planting. Y'all, my, seedlings are not so happy with this hot weather. So I think that they're really needing to be in the ground so I can water deeply, protect them a little more. So I want to get all my seedlings in today. And then we are going to put together an item I purchased, and we're also going to make something to honor my parents' memory that will go in the garden. So I hope you'll stay tuned. Guess I'm flying there. These little headbands, which I buy from Amazon, have a wire. Some of them do have a wire to make it like more of a bow. And sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, I look like the Flying Nun, if you remember that show from the 60s. So here is part 1 of something that I'm going to do. We're going to do 2 things today, but something I'm going to do to try and restore joy in my life. I love to be outside. I do sunburn very easily because I haven't had a tan in years, so I'm pretty fair. But as you see back here, I bought a Cedarville, I think is how you say it, folding Adirondack chair. So this is made of it's textured looking, but it's made of that weather resistant plastic. So my backyard gets full afternoon sun from, well, it depends on the time of the year, but like 11:30, 12, all the way through sunset. Because of the way the sun moves around the backyard, I face kind of east, kind of northeast of the sun, but it does come around the house this way. So I wanted to be able to go sit before the sun gets on the garden, to be able to sit and enjoy the garden. One thing, when I get tired or my back is hurting and I want to sit down, not having to go back through the gate or anything like that, but just having a place I can sit, because of course you can't sit on the edge of the metal beds, My 6 smaller beds on the interior, they're about maybe 2.5 inches wide, a little hard on the hiney. So, you guys, you know it wouldn't be me if I didn't have like a pack of things. And that's one of the reasons I've really enjoyed the Fun Hole building sets, is because I think it is helping me to be a little better at putting things together. Everything nowadays, it just seems like has to be put together. So I've checked all the parts. There's not that many parts, guys, but there is a lot of pieces here. So I'm gonna speed myself up. Let's get this chair put together. All right, y'all. Walmart messaged me my tomato gauges are ready for pickup. It is 10 till 7, so I thought, let me take a break from the chair. Guys, I tried to do a time lapse, you know, sped up, and for some reason I don't know if my phone's too full, but it won't let me. So let's go get some tomato cages, shall we? I just have to share this, y'all. I usually choose, if I'm going to do pickup, to do, pardon me, between 7 and 8. And I should know better, because every time you do that and they send you a text, you just click on it and it tracks you, so it knows when you're there. You tell them which stall you parked in. It's like, yeah, we're not open. Well, then don't be texting me. So off I go. Walmart errand is run. As you see behind me, I ordered 6 new tomato cages. I have some, and apologize because the chicken's trying to be part of the action here. But last year, you could not find a full-size cage to save your soul. And one thing to know about the type of tomatoes I'm growing is they are indeterminate, which means they might start out this big, but they're going to get very, very tall. And those little cages just did not do any good for me whatsoever. But before we get into some gardening, I want to share something with you. So I purchased, and I did get this, they have it on Amazon, but I got it from Walmart. It was a few dollars cheaper. It's called an Inspiration Stepping Stone. So I wanted something that I could put in my garden that would make me think of my parents in a pleasant way, honor my parents. My dad had the greenest thumb, and he would be so proud of this garden for sure. So I think I shared on part 1, part of my issue has been I couldn't face going through the bag that came from the funeral home. So let me show you. It was a Batesville casket. These are very heavy magnets. I'm hoping it'll work in the stepping stone. So I have the Lord is my shepherd, I have In God's Care, and then one that just says Mom. Well, my dad did not have that type casket. There were no magnets, so I'm like, well, what can I do for my daddy? So when I cleaned out their home, one of the things I found, he always had a pocket knife. Always, always, always. Sometimes two. I found this little pocket knife, and it's like enameled, so I think it will do okay in the weather. Now this may rust, but that's okay too. It is the lid that he saved for whatever reason, for air rifle pellets. So he would get so angry when the deer and the raccoons would eat his garden. So he didn't want to kill them, but he would scare them, so to speak, by shooting air rifle, you know, into a tree or into the ground whatsoever. And my dad was actually who taught me to shoot. One of my very first memories, we were in Kentucky at his parents' house, and they had an old doghouse, and they set up tin cans on the doghouse. Well, you know, of course, I wanted to be part of that too. It's not just for boys. So my dad taught me how to shoot the little .22 rifle, which I still have. And he lined them up, and he was like, now it's gonna kick. And I'm like, I'm a big girl. I was, sorry guys, I was probably 4. At first I thought 3, but I think I must have been 4, because I don't think my dad would have let me at 3. And I shot it, and the next thing I knew, I was laying on the ground looking at the sky, because that thing had quite a kick for a little girl. But since then, I have perfected my sharpshooting, and have really enjoyed in times past when I would go to my mother's brother's house and we would skeet shoot. And they were all like, oh, you can't do it. And I'm like, give me that gun. I didn't fall down, but I hit every one of the skeets, so that made me feel really good. All right, so what this is, the directions are actually on the inside. All right, it has a reusable mold, 7 pounds of stepping stone mix. It's a cement of some sort. Some earth tone stained glass, some glass gems, stone stamps and numbers, wooden mixing panel, and a stick if you want to write. So what I thought I would do, y'all, is here's the mix. Here's the colored gems. I don't know if I'm going to use these because once you unmold this, you can make more just by buying the mix. So here's the mold. It's pretty flexible, so I'm hoping it will hold up for more than once. So what you need to do is put the stepping stone mix in. Don't breathe in the dust. Stir in slightly less than 2 cups of water all at once and begin mixing. If it needs more, you're going to add it like a tablespoon at a time. And then put it in the mold, smooth it out. It does say that it should be the consistency, I hope y'all can see that, of like a thick brownie batter. So I'm like, well, I can do that. So let me reposition here. Oh goodness, the chair is wet, y'all. So if it looks like I wet my pants, I promise I didn't. It's just the chair. And I shared these in the previous part 1. And just to let you know, even though I didn't think they were very long, they're actually not bad. And they're nice and loose, which is what I was after. You can see what size I am. Y'all, I don't use any filters or whatsoever. A medium would have been fine, but with the drawstring, it makes it, don't breathe it in, Tim. It makes it really easy to cinch them up. So, super happy that I have 5 of these. So I'm going to just stir this. Ooh, I don't know my own strength. I will tell you one thing, guys. Because I spent so much time laying around feeling sorry for myself, just saying, I am very, very out of shape. You are going to hear me get winded. I apologize about that. But the only way to get through it is to just continue to exercise. So here we go. This is actually a little over 2 cups. So it says add it all at once. And start to stir. I did get the chair together. I still can't figure out why it won't do time lapse. I'll have to Google it. So another thing I like about these shirts, this is one of the pack of 5 shirts that I got. Although it's a V-neck, it's not super low, even with buying the large. So pretty happy with my purchase. And I can honestly say this is the first time in a very long time I've purchased new, completely new to me summer clothing, you know, not just go to the thrift store. And there's nothing wrong with going to the thrift store, guys. I love going to the thrift store, but sometimes you just want, you know, like you want something kind of newish. So this definitely needs water. That's about 2 more tablespoons. Unfortunately, this bucket is textured on the bottom, so some of that dry mix is wanting to stick. So where am I going to put the stone? Well, I want to put it in one of the pathways where I will see it, but yet maybe not walk all over it all the time. So not in a place where there's heavy traffic, so to speak. Okay, we're getting there. A lot of dry pockets, so if you choose to do one of these, honestly, I would have put the water in first, but maybe that was a would have been a design flaw. Okay, this is looking good. I just want to make sure all of it's mixed up together. Okay. Now, I did want, oh, where's my scissors? Yeah, I swear. I can't. Oh. Okay, they're right here. I should have probably done this before. I think I'm just going to use the little gems and not the stained glass. And I want to write family on it. Oh, I should have had this ready. Well, let's go ahead and pour it so it doesn't stick in the bucket. Oh, the old gray mare guy. Whoo-wee. It's quite heavy. Okay. I might have just spread a whole bunch of cement under my right arm here. And it does say, you know, make sure, ooh, yeah, that's hardening up quickly. And there's still some dry. It does say, just rinse it with a hose, so, oh, right here. That's my plan at this point. Okay, that looks better. So the chair, y'all, not hard. Directions very clear. The trouble for me is you had to hold the nut with one hand and screw the screw with another. And with the amount of arthritis issues I have, I was challenged by that. I'm going to admit it. So the chair is super sturdy. It's also really, really heavy. Really heavy. It took all my strength to lift it up over the fence because I just didn't want to go through the gate. Okay, yeah, this is nice and thick. I've made one of these before. Actually, it's a dragonfly, and it's kind of been buried by the girls digging in the flower bed. So I probably need to pull that out and find a more visible place, maybe out front for it. Okay. Hard to get this smooth, I will say that. But I think once we put all the accoutrement in it, it'll be fine. So my thought was to do this. Oh yeah, that's not going to be too heavy. This. I don't think it really matters the positioning of the magnets. And let's see, where is Daddy's? Okay. Get that kind of down in there good. And y'all, before this dries, let me go rinse out this bucket. Easy peasy. And yes, I'm barefoot. There's something very grounding about being barefoot for me. So we'll do the blues. Some greens and some browns. I want to put the family word right here. And guys, this is really easy to just push in place with your fingers. I think that might be easier than the other method I was trying. We're just going to kind of randomize it here. Don't have to use them all. Uh-oh. Tree fall out. No doggone. And I want to try to write family. So these little stamps, super cute. So let's get the F, A, the I, and the M, and the L, and the Y. What I really like about this, where's the Y? Where's the Y? Oh, gosh. Oh, I got the question mark. UVWX. There is no Y. That's a rip. Okay. And I've lost my F. Are they maybe two-sided? Oh, they are two-sided. Okay. F, A, M, I didn't realize they were two-sided. That gives you even more. L and... Well, I still don't see the Y. Well, that stinks. Well, we'll have to make one. So, F in here. Oops. Oh, there's the Y. Why couldn't I see that? What are you girlies doing on the deck? Oh yeah, that's nice. Pretty nice. A is not very good. And maybe the F again. Oh boy. I can remember which is which. So you do want to go pretty deep, otherwise it just fills back up. Alrighty. You couldn't see a thing I was doing. Oh, y'all. Okay. Let me scooch it back. And there you have it. So it says family in the middle. And all the little memorial things are in there. So the next thing is, when the stone is about 12 hours old, use an old toothbrush, dish soap and water to clean the surface of the glass. Leave the stone in the mold for now. Wait at least 24 hours to remove the stone from the mold. If you remove it sooner, it may crack once you take it out. Scrape the edges with the shank of a screwdriver. Wash the stone. Blah, blah, blah. So there we have it. Our memory stone, part of my journey back to feeling joyful. Well, I'm sitting in my Adirondack chair. Come here, Violet. I'm sorry. She honks like a goose. What's she need, baby? She's gonna pass right here. Yes, I know, honey. You're okay. She gets sad when her sisters go in to lay and she's the odd one out. She's my evening layer, the rest are morning layers. So, garden time. Let me share with you, my seedlings needed to be out before I've put them out. I.e. I planted them too soon. And I'm kind of notorious for that. So I'm going to start here with my broccoli and cabbage. I'm going to plant the 3 that I purchased, yellow tomatoes and some beefsteak slicing tomatoes. And then in the big long new bed, I'm going to concentrate on the Amish paste and the other paste type tomato that starts with an R. I can't think of it. But first I'm gonna rest. So I think this will be really nice. The sun comes over this way, but because of the trees, it takes a while before, this will be in full sun. And y'all, I'm going to tell you ahead of time, don't judge me for the dandelions. This place is full of dandelions, and I do not treat my backyard. I don't treat anything around my food or around the chickens. So, eventually they'll be gone. But after they mow, they have a tendency to pop back up. The stems do. So, yeah, they look pretty hideous. So, anyway, I'm going to get to planting, and then I'll bring you back to show you what I've accomplished, and we'll finish up for the day. So, you'll stay tuned. Y'all, these chickens. That's Violet, and she's got Fancy Ray all riled up. Girlies, shush. Just think if I had a rooster, right? I wanted to share with you, last year I bought these really small, like tomato supports. These are worthless. They rust, they break, don't buy them. I had all but one of what I needed of tomato cages. I can pick up one. I've gotten all my tomatoes planted, all my hot peppers and sweet peppers. I'm sorry guys, planted. I still have cucumbers and some flower starts. Some of my tomatoes don't look really good, so fingers crossed that they will do well. Peppers look beautiful, so it's coming along. It's just a lot of work. And I'm very thankful to have this chair to relax in. This chair also folds up, and it has a cup holder over here. But I didn't bring out my juice, or my water. Juice? I don't usually drink juice. Not good for the diabetes. All right, guys, so don't buy these. I am going to use this one just to kind of support the one tomato. It's only like that big, so it's okay. We'll see how they do. I think I'm going to concentrate today on seedlings and leave the seeds for another day. I do want to plant some beans, some pumpkin, zucchini, squash, and lots of flower seeds. So I still have all that to do yet, but I don't have to do it all in one day, and I want to make sure I get these very, very well watered because they're going to look wilty and stressed out. So I'll give you a final look here just shortly. Stay tuned. Whew, y'all, I'm pooped. I did get all the seedlings in. So Roma's, I couldn't think of Roma, Amish paste, yellow, and Big Boy or Better Boy. I'm not sure which that I saved seeds from. I think they're Big Boy. I planted the flowers, so I have lavender, which I purchased, and then I grew from seed snapdragons and something else. It escapes me right now. I planted cucumbers and sweet peppers and jalapeno peppers and sugar rush peach peppers. Whew. And I watered everything in. So in my younger years, I would have kept going. I would have gotten the garden completely in. Seeds, I have strawberry popcorn, beets, turnips, rutabaga, and parsnips. I have some Walla Walla onions, my garlic that I planted last winter. So I've got quite a bit in here. And I think I'm gonna just sit and enjoy. It's nice and breezy today. I did water everything really well because they're in shock. That's why I'm not taking you on a tour, because they look pretty sad. They'll perk up. And then it's supposed to rain tonight, which will be a great help, and maybe a little tomorrow. So I'm hoping I can get some seeds in just piece by piece by piece. I don't have to do it all at once. Thank the Lord. So one of the things that I've been learning through my counseling, through, really seeking God's will for my life and trying to understand why I got so down and so depressed, I've had to give myself more grace than I ever have in my entire life. So, y'all, I'm not old, but I'm kind of old. I've never been this old before. I definitely wear out a lot faster. And immediately when I start to get tired, those negative self-talk voices start. You're lazy. Why do you do all this? You're gonna fail. And I've just had to give it to the Lord and say, show me my limitations. And I know that He has been with me through this whole really difficult time of restoring my joy or finding my joy. But I definitely am doing better. It's a nice feeling to not be having nightmares. Haven't had one in a week and a half now. And to be able to do things that I associate with my parents, whether it's, making a memory stone or finally going through the funeral home bag, or just cooking a meal that, was Mom's favorite. For her, I made teriyaki chicken. I'm still kind of debating on Dad. He did like fried cabbage and onions, and I did purchase a cabbage. I have to make sure I eat that on a day I'm going to be at home. Just saying. If you know, you know. So I hope these 2 episodes have blessed you, have given you some food for thought, some encouragement. I can tell you that it's always darkest before the dawn, and I had some dark times, guys. Never ever did I want to unalive myself. It wasn't that kind of a thing. I just felt a little hopeless, like it was never going to get better, like I didn't know what my purpose was. And I think my purpose is to enjoy life, to enjoy the things that I love on a scale I can do them on. I do love having my garden fenced in. I have not had to fight a chicken all day today. And they finally got through their laying wars and balking, so that's a good thing too. So if you would do me a big favor, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop me a comment below. How are you all coming with your garden? Today is Monday the 29th, and our frost-free date, they said, depending on the site, was 24th to the 27th. I have been a meteorologist, and we're not going to have any more frost, so I'm not worried about having the plants in the ground, and I think the seeds will start to germinate. That's Miss Marigold. Okay, guys, I plan to see you next week. I am going to try to stick to 2 a week for right now, till I feel like I want to do more. But it's such a joy having each and every one of you as members on my channel or subscribers on my channel. You send me so much encouragement, and you do mean the world to me. So until I see you next week, or I'm sorry, Saturday. I'm having trouble getting used to this new thing. I hope you are well, healthy, and blessed, and I'll see you real soon. Take care.